he said that what happened was that before that time, everyone behaved like a flock of birds or something, the ones that are able to all change direction without any obvious signs of communication. He said the humans behaved the same, and that it was more like they were hearing voices, and the leader of the group was able to get them to behave like I suppose an ant heap, where they all work together to produce things like pyramids and that. And I think that might have been one of the inspirations for the idea. But he said that he felt that the cause was a delay in communication between the left and right hemispheres. So it's a very interesting book, and Julian Jones came in for a lot of flack and abuse as a result of it. I think the fact he mentioned Velikovsky was enough to trigger that. But these kinds of things about the connection between the left and right hemisphere came to the fore for me last year, I think it was, when I presented the work of Dr. Ian McGilchrist at the conference, because he wrote that book about the left and right hemispheres and their different tasks in consciousness. The left hemisphere being focused on survival, how to get chickens, I think you said, looking for seeds amongst the dirt and the rubble. The right hemisphere, on the other hand, had a sort of global view and prevented the chicken from becoming somebody's lunch. In other words, it was on the lookout, it was alert to the environment. And he said the problem with our education systems is that we train the left hemisphere, the one that focuses on what it is to get a PhD, while disabling the right hemisphere, which gives you a more global view. And the reason for that is that we're being trained to, the answers are in the back of the book, that's the sort of thing, rather than being given what would you say, a point in history where you have competing ideas and then one was chosen over the others. And all you're given is the winner. The answer's in the back of the book. Instead of saying to the students, this is the context of this decision, these are some of the key players, here's what they said, go away and look at it and come back and tell me what you think of it. That way they would be aware of the context. They'd have the right hemisphere involved instead of just the left hemisphere. And I think that's a critical problem in modern education. Yeah, that's a bit off the topic.
Time for one last quick question.
Hello, Glenn. So I think just to carry on from that, I thought what's interesting when you look at what happened when Pauli met Jung is you've got kind of personalities that almost represent those two sides of the brain. And if you see what I mean, and the way I found out about their interaction was through the coining of the term synchronicity. I think Pauli was talking about a dream he had with a golden beetle, and lo and behold, a golden beetle turned up at the window. Interestingly, later Pauli kind of tried to distance himself from Jung, which is a classic left-hand side brain thing of trying to maintain some kind of ego control over the interaction. But I think sort of going forward, don't want to disagree with the man himself, but the interaction between left and right hemisphere goes all the way back to any mammalian creature, and it's that balance, if you like, and the interaction, like Ian McGilchrist shows, going from the micro to the macro to the micro to the macro. For example, sort of Plato alludes to in the Theaetetus and stuff like that is the process where you get. I'll try and turn it into a question again. Sorry. I'll be here all evening.
Do you agree? Would you?
Yeah. I guess. I think I've done. I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Okay, well, I would just want to finish off with Pauli talking about the synchronicities. He was a very sensitive man, sensitive man, and for him the number 137 was some kind of a magical number. For physicists it's the fine structure constant. Pauli died in room 137.
And now we all live in room 101.
tea and coffee now. And then,